The Magic Stick. In a faraway forest, there once lived an old man. In a cave, he owned 3 magic things. The first was a cap, which on wearing would make the wearer invisible. The second was a magic pot, from which one could get things to eat endlessly. And the third was a stick, which would beat up anyone the old man wanted to beat, and then return to him. The old man lived very happily and contentedly with his 3 magic companions. A thief was on his way to a fair, which was being held just beyond the edge of the forest. It was an annual event to which huge crowds thronged, and the thief had hopes of making a lot of money in various underhand ways. As the thief was passing through the forest, he came across the cave in which the old man lived. The old man heard someone entering his cave and quickly put on his magic cap and became invisible. The thief could not believe that there was no one in the cave because he was sure that he had seen someone just before he went into the cave, and there was no place in which anyone could hide himself. So the thief hid behind a tree just outside and kept watch over the cave. The old man, thinking that the intruder had left and that he was alone once again, took off his magic cap and came out of the cave. The thief thus found out about the magic cap and determined to steal it and use it to help him in his acts of thieving. Immediately the old man was out of sight. The thief crept into the cave and grabbed the cap, which he put on his head and so became invisible. Then the invisible thief continued on his way to the fair, happily singing to himself. When the old man returned to his cave and found the magic cap missing, he was very, very upset. At lunchtime, he took his magic pot and started eating from it. Another thief, who was also on his way to the fair, saw the old man sitting in his cave eating his lunch. The thief was hungry, and so he hid behind the very same tree that the other thief had hidden behind and waited patiently for the old man to leave his cave. After lunch, the old man went off for a walk, taking his magic stick with him. The thief dashed into the cave, grabbed the magic pot, and hurried off with it as fast as he could. When the old man discovered that his magic pot was missing, he was filled with despair. He would have nothing to eat now, and when he was dying of hunger, of what use would his magic stick be to him? A little later on in the afternoon, a noble young man was out hunting in the forest when he came across the poor old man who was sitting on the stump of a tree, looking very dejected. The young man asked the old man the reason for his sadness. The poor old man told the youth his tale of woe and added, "Son, you can have my magic stick, because it is of no use to me any longer." "You will do no such thing, old man," said the sympathetic youth. "Your stick is very useful. Lend it to me, and with its help I will get back your magic cap and your magic pot." The young man then set out in the direction of the fair. Just at the edge of the forest, a voice that seemed to come from nowhere shouted, "Your money or your life?" The youth knew at once that the voice must belong to the thief who had stolen the magic cap. "I have many valuable things on me, but make yourself visible to me first," demanded the youth. The thief took off the magic cap and became visible. The youth immediately asked the magic stick to beat up the thief. The stick beat the thief so hard that he rolled in agony on the ground. The young man then took the cap from the thief and asked the stick to stop beating him up and proceeded on his way. At the fair there was a big tent in which the visitors could buy any variety of food. The young man knew that the pot was sure to be there. He put on the magic cap and went into the tent kitchen. There were no cooks in the kitchen, only the magic pot, out of which all the delicious food was coming incessantly. He took the pot and ran out of the tent. The thief saw the pot mysteriously floating away in the air and tried to grasp it, whereupon the young man ordered the magic stick to give him a sound beating. The young man went back to the cave in which the old man lived and gave the magic stick, the magic pot, and the magic cap back to the old man. The old man was overjoyed to have his 3 magic friends back again. He thanked the noble young man profusely and treated him to a sumptuous meal from the magic pot. Moral: greed leads to loss, but kindness and courage restore what is lost. Honest deeds always triumph over deceit.